Welcome. Let's take this question. It says, which of the following instrument is most suitable for measuring the outside diameter of a narrow pipe, a few millimeters in diameter? So we are going to analyze two measuring instruments, because basically there are two basic measuring instruments that we use to measure external diameters. So this image here, this first one here is a vernier caliper, and the second one here is a micrometer screw gauge. Now this first one here is used, this vernier caliper here is used to measure both internal and what? External diameters. Both internal and external diameters of round objects. This internal jaw here, you see this clip on this place here and here, that one is used to measure internal diameter, while this one on the bottom that stretches like this, because it's adjustable, is used to measure what? External diameter. Assuming you have a round object, you put the round object there and then you adjust it to clip on there and then take the readings. So, but if you have an internal diameter to measure, maybe say something circular like this, you carry this one and slot into that internal circular shape and then adjust it to clip it on the edges, and then you take the reading. So vernier caliper is used to measure internal and external diameters. However, micrometer screw gauge is used to measure only internal diameter. This one here is micrometer screw gauge, is only used to measure what? Internal diameters of round objects. Or you can stay used to measure what? Thickness of a material. So this vernier caliper here, the measuring accuracy is 0.01 centimeter. Measuring accuracy is 0.01 centimeter. However, this other one here, the measuring accuracy of micrometer screw gauge is 0.001 cm. In millimeters, that would be 0.01 millimeters. 0.01 millimeters. So you see the difference, that this one can measure as small as 0.01 cm. That's, we are talking about external diameter. While this other one here, the vernier caliper, can measure as small as 0.01 cm. So you see that between 0.01 cm and 0.001 cm, which one is smaller? Of course, 0.001 cm is the smaller one, which means micrometer screw gauge can measure really tiny external diameters. So from the description of the question here, which says most suitable for measuring the outside diameter of a narrow pipe, telling us that it is very small, a few millimeters in diameter. A few what? Millimeters. Usually micrometer screw gauge is always calibrated and the readings are usually taken in millimeters because it is always small. However, this other one, vernier caliper, the reading is usually taken in centimeters, cm. So now telling us that the diameter of narrow pipe a few millimeters is only a micrometer screw gauge that can give us a measuring accuracy in millimeters. Vernier caliper gives us measuring accuracy in centimeter. So it is micrometer screw gauge that we can use to measure the external diameter of a narrow pipe a few millimeters in diameter. Thank you. JAMB 2016 question says, from the diagram above, the measuring accuracy of the micrometer screw gauge is. So in other words, they are simply asking us what is the reading on this micrometer screw gauge. So as we normally know, there are two scales. Here is the vernier, here is the main scale. Here is the main scale, and then this side is the vernier scale, or you call it the thimble. So each of these reads, here is 0 millimeters, here will be 0.5 millimeters, 1 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 3.5, 4 millimeter. So on our main scale equals to 4 millimeter. So what will be our vernier scale? Our vernier scale is that you look for the bar that tallies with the calibration on the vernier scale. So if you look at this, we have 15 here. This is not actually 15, this is 0.15 millimeters, not 15. Here is 0.10, 0.15 millimeters. So you see, just after that 0.15 millimeter, you have another bar there, and that bar there is 0.16 millimeters. So between each of these markings there are 4 small bars. So if this is 0.10, the next one is 0.20, 0.30, 0.40, 0.50, 0.15. Your 0.10, 0.10, 0.12, 0.13, 0.14, 0.15, 0.16. So our vernier scale is 0.16. So our total reading will now be, we add the 4 plus 0.16 will give us 4.16 millimeters. So that is option D. Thank you. 5. The question says, what is the reading of the portion of the micrometer screw gauge? So we have to take the reading here. So as usual, this is the portion that represents our main scale, and then this is the portion that represents our vernier scale, or you call it thimble scale. So, and it reads in millimeters. So in this main scale, following by what you see here, you see 0 here, and then you see 5 here. That means if here is 0 millimeters, here will be 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 4 millimeter, 5 millimeter, and here will be 5.5 millimeter. So our main scale reading is what? 5.5 millimeter. Then each of these vernier reading is 0 point. Like here, what here means is 0.05 millimeter. Then here means 0.10 millimeter. So 0.15, 0. So the calibration, the numbering that falls in line with the center marking of the main scale is 0.15. So our vernier scale reading is what? 0.15. millimeters, so that our total reading, which is main scale plus vernier scale, equals to 5.5 plus 0.15. What will that give us? 5.65 millimeters. And that is option A. Thank you. NECO 1960, a question on micrometer screw gauge, and it says, the diagram above represents a micrometer screw gauge. What is its reading? So let's find the reading on this micrometer screw gauge. So the first thing, we look at the main scale reading. Main scale reading. So looking at this calibration, here has been marked 0. So if this is 0, the next one will be 1, 2, 3. So 3 is the last bar before we enter the vernier scale. So our main scale reading is 3 millimeters. So let's look at our vernier scale reading. Our vernier scale reading will be the reading on the one that coincides with the center of the center line of the main scale reading. And each of these number here represents the 2 decimal places. That's 0 0.10, 0 0.15, 0.20. So that's what it means, millimeters. So now, before the center point here, we have here 15, that's 0.15. So the next one will be 0.16. The next one that falls in with that center is 0.17. So our vernier scale reading is 0.17 millimeters. So that our total reading, which is main scale reading plus vernier scale reading, which is 3 plus 0.17, that will give us 3.17 millimeters. That's option E. Thank you.